Gotcha. Okay, so they think you're a bastard from Amber or Chaos, or Amber
Yes.
specifically.
Yes. Hmm.
Has anyone took a guess at who they think you're related to?
I don't think they know.
I don't think they care.
So when you told Benedict that you created a pattern, he was freaked out because he thinks you're some bastard from Amber, doesn't know who your parents are. You created a pattern. Where did you tell him it was?
You didn't, right? You didn't tell them where it was.
No, I said I created a pattern. I didn't say where.
So they don't know where we are. Well, they don't know what the reality that we're in is. They just know that we're from...
Oh, I'm sure they would have assaulted the shit out of this place if they knew exactly where I created that pattern. And they would try to wipe it, which is why they are always trying to find out where the fuck we are.
Yeah, that's why when they ask
also
you,
why Trumps don't work very well here. Why Janice is now protecting us from ourselves and others.
So...
That's why if you're
how
ever
would Benedict...
Oh, go ahead.
How would Benedict get inside Ghost Wheel or Ghost Wheel's box? Why would Ghost Wheel allow that to happen?
He did?
He wouldn't. He hasn't.
Hasn't Benedict's son or agent gotten inside the box?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that person have come at the behest of Benedict?
So, yes. So maybe he does. So at this point, he does know. Like, we've been traced back. I'm sure before this wall went up, we could be traced. Matter of fact, I had a ring on me for a while that could probably be traced. We've been given little different gifts. I'm sure that was ways that we could be traced. But I didn't care. Like, because I wanted to build trust with them so I could be a part of that, so I could see more of, like, you kind of have to give a little to get a little. That's, kind of how Amber works a bit. But it kept me on their radar, and it kept, and it let me know a little bit more of what was up. But that's all gone. Like, I don't have that shit anymore, so that's not a worry anymore. But so they did come here, and now they have to worry because they came here and then we killed someone rather easily in their eyes. And it wasn't even the one that they think is most powerful, because Freddy did it.
Right.
And they completely think nothing of Freddy at all. And Freddy aced, these Amberites. And now they're like, whoa, what about the one? Now they have to worry. Now they're worried. And their version of worrying is like having a dinner party and just kind of casually discussing it with everybody. Now, that in itself is a big deal, because how often do they do that? And how often is it not just a conspire thing? Or let's see. No, they're comparing notes in the open. Oh, shit. Which is why when that happened, I went, oh, shit.
So, kind of getting back to that last question of mine, maybe I missed something there. So Benedict was on to you guys after that. He sends some of his people, his son. How did they get inside here?
Well, there was no wall, so they can just...
They start knocking on things.
Well, they knew at one point... Well, see, now Fiona's gone. So did Benedict take Fiona? Because they did know that Fiona was someone that we were allied with. Mm. So maybe Benedict kidnapped Fiona and interrogated her, or had an agent of his do so. So eventually she gives us up where we're at, because she was the only one at that point that was actually surveilling Ghost Wheel that I know of.
There is an easy way to answer this. Kind of easy. Probably not easy. Well, Benedict's son was in the middle of a battle with two members of the Courts of Chaos. And one of them is still alive, the one that we rescued. We can just ask them.
And again, where did that battle take place?
That was in Gothic.
It was in Gothic.
Mm. Yeah, so they were just in the middle of the street having a fight. And then we showed up. Benedict's son's like, I'll deal with you after I've dispatched with these guys. And then the three of us were like, well, we better get the jump on him before.
Why do you think he said that to you? He just out of nowhere, he saw you and said, I'm going to deal with you next?
Yeah.
Just
we have no idea. But he pretty much point blank threatened that we're next after he deals with those two.
He was just carrying on like a starving yabo, saw you and said, yeah, fucked.
Pretty much, yeah.
So he came there to kill you then, maybe.
Well, I don't know.
But he's like, oh, here's some chaos blokes. I think I'll fuck them up first.
Yeah, I don't know why the chaos people were there or why he was there.
Where in Gothic did the fight take place?
It was not too far from the smoking room.
At the Hilton?
Yeah, it was just a ways off there.
It was in that neighborhood?
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah. And well, you know the rest. But yeah, we didn't ask the lady we rescued, Miss Stone, why they were there or what, what's the deal with the fights.
You're saying you don't know what led up to it?
No, we don't know why they were there. Just that they were there.
Did other people in the neighborhood notice the fight going on, or was it just kind of deserted at the moment?
For some reason, it was just us at that specific moment. No other people were around. At least not that I saw. Maybe someone was lurking in the shadows. Who knows?
So, Doc, I know I asked you this, but let me ask you again. So inside Ghost Wheel, or his box, so to speak, you think these are copies of the original Shadows? So you've been to Amber, you've been to Chaos. Have you been to Shadow Earth? Because we've been to something that looks like it, where Shermer is, right?
Right.
Have you been to the same Shadow Earth that you were originally from?
Yeah, well, because that's where post-apocalyptic or San Angeles was, like the cyberpunkish. You mean you don't mean real Earth? You mean like where I am from, as far as I know?
Because in here, these are all just copies of zones. I'm not from that place where Shermer is. So where is Earth? It's somewhere outside the box too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So how much time do you think passed when you and the others took the Jewel of Judgment way back in the day to Ghost Wheel? How much time has passed since then from the time you remember waking up in this box?
Oh, from them to when I woke up? I have no idea. Yeah. It could have been infinite time.
Could have been a month or two. So you have no idea how much time has passed. So you have no idea if your physical body is out there somewhere and you're just actually in a pod, or like in that movie, some robots got you in some little cocoon, using you as a battery or something.
That's actually quite likely. I think somehow Ghost Wheel or someone, I don't know, has gotten our original bodies, our actual, not the shadow versions, put us somewhere in some kind of lab with our brains in a jar or something, and is how they're making the shadow versions of us. So we're still out there somewhere, but somehow someone's gotten hold of us.
Which kind of makes sense, because if you remember, our first thing that we had to do is they recreated that in San Angeles, because we had the MMO people that were in their own pods. And then they were living in another thing. So that was almost like Ghost Wheel's version of what it's doing on a mass scale, except on a smaller scale too.
And by the way, I still have
one NPC, Logan. Did you see that?
Yep, all God. All good.
Yeah, fuck you, Ghost Wheel and your cards.
I still have no fucking clue how
That'd be awesome if I got the eavesdrop card and just played it. Everybody goes.
I still don't know how the MMO doors became doors. That just blows my mind. They were background folk 1 minute. They flew through a gate. Now they're doors. What the fuck?
Well, you got to ask Ghost Wheel, right? They're Ghost Wheel's doors.
Are
we're inside his box, aren't we? Or
Yeah,
we're inside him.
They were just like Eugene over there, who's still helping his wife. And then the next minute, they were like us. How?
Well, they're not totally like us, right?
Well, maybe once you break that boundary, you either dissipate or you have enough power, maybe, in your simulation that it kind of makes you a different version of an AI.
So
does that make sense?
Are they then also related to us? Do they have the blood? Back in a sec.
Kind of, yes. Because if you think about it as a computer like we've been, when we look at the AI, that's just bigger versions of what we are. So we are all AI. So even our background characters are AI, but they're lesser powerful. So they don't have enough programming to break free. But since we've gotten enough input, we've become strong enough AIs ourselves that we broke free of that mold, and now we're, as far as Ghost Wheel's concerned, we're evolving. So we're evolving AI to see where we go and to see where, like, what we learn and like what we do with our new found information. And since we're chaotic, we're not like the other AIs, like those that have base programming. They will always do their base programming, but since we kind of programmed ourselves with what we feel, we're different. So we're ghosts in the machine, and the machine is watching the ghosts to see what makes them different. So maybe even Ghost Wheel wants to become a real boy.
Right. I mean, that's what it seems likely. The reason that you guys were instructed to put a pattern inside Ghost Wheel to
make it more real.
Make it more real. But Pattern and Logris kind of have their own sentience too, wouldn't they?
Yes. So if we make a Logris inside of Ghost Wheel that reflects the pattern to give us the yin yang and the infinity, because it will power each other, because they feed off of each other always.
Well, so
which is why if you have
balance.
a balance, it's better. Right. So if you have the balance, the power just keeps going and then can keep radiating out.
So let me ask you then, I want to figure out how this ties into it. So the pattern got moved from Ghost Wheel into the saloon, into the village. You go to the village and then you go down the command chair. And before you get to the room where the pattern is, there's that room with the blokes on the bicycles looking through the telescopes and all that stuff. And they're looking at the yin yang and all that. Who are those people, do you suppose?
I think that, my theory, probably wrong, who knows, is that they are Ghost Wheel's sort of like security system. They're like watching
it's like black
all
ice.
of the zones. Yeah, they're just watching all of the zones to make sure everything's still going along.
Now, is that their symbol, the yin yang? Because I remember going through there, they had that yin yang thing where up on some of the monitors.
That's been everywhere as a sign to say, hey, fuckos, go make the Logris, do it now.
You think that's all it is? Is a reminder to make a Logris?
Because the pattern and the Logris is the yin yang.
So you don't think it represents like an actual group of people?
No.
No?
Now, a group of people might have taken that and are using that as their symbol, or Ghost Wheel has made like, oh, so this is your group. So your group is to motivate these fuckfaces to finally get the goddamn Logris for us. And so this is your like this is the symbol because this is what we want. And so that group that he has programmed and made is out there doing that, using that. Does that make sense? Because you can break everything down into simple computer stuff. Just like we were talking about, like the agents. All they need to do is they're out there to make sure that the zone works the way the zone is supposed to. And if something interferes with that, it comes out and it's stupid. So it's like a white blood cell. We're going to kill the thing that's, killing our body. We're going to kill the thing that's killing our zone. Because that's all they do. They go out and they kill. They don't, question. They're just the hammer.
So what else is the deal with the village then? What's the significance of the village, do you feel?
It's a really poorly fucking written program from Ghost Wheel that makes me want to punch all the babies ever created. It's very ordered. Like each number of each person does each little thing, and this is what they do. And
there's an asylum there, right? That's where the Joker was originally escaped from.
Yeah.
Right. Well, see, because it found something that was so chaotic that it didn't want it in that area, and so it sequestered it into. That was where it was like being, like when you clean your computer, it's like, oh, we're going to quarantine these. So it's quarantining bad programs.
Well, why not? Okay, if that's the case, why not just kick it out of your zone, your reality, into the real world? And
so when you clean up these viruses, why don't you just kick it off your hard drive? Oh, because you can't, because it's stuck there, because it's broken, that part of it.
Well, it's a place for them to quarantine it and study it. Because, who knows? Joker could be a creation of Ghost Wheel, so why would it want to study its own creation? Or is Joker something from Chaos that got in here?
I think Joker is just an anomaly. Just a bad... I think the Joker is an anomaly, like an error you get in computers.
Why not a Dora, kind of like the MMO Doras?
It could be a Dora that's just lost his fucking mind.
Mm-hmm. Now,
and since it's letting us do what we want to do, why not let it do what it wants to do to see what it does? Because we're all a big giant fucking simulation, and until the simulation is run out, let's just see what happens. And if it doesn't break us, and if it's still building us up, let's let it go. But once the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing.
I think I read that in a Tony Robbins book.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just play I'm right here somewhere. Does anyone have anything they need right now? Because I'm just gonna pull out a sword because I lost mine.
Why don't you pull out a fucking modern flashlight that's waterproof?
Because that's easier to get done.
No, it's not. You just walk over to, you just shadow walk over to, or trump over to the embassy. They have tons of them. I'm sure there's magic ones in there.
Oh, but the embassy scares me.
Holy crap. Crap on a cracker.
Alright, fine. I'll play do it. Alright, Logan, I pull out a modern, nice, waterproof, awesome source flashlight.
It's one of those fucking powerful LED ones. It's about this big. It's got a fucking little strap you can put on your wrist if you want to. So that way, it won't drop as easily unless the strap breaks, which I'm sure it will because it's you.
Alright, cool. Does anyone want dissemination, or are you okay for now?
Say again?
Does anyone want dissemination?
I
might
take that. Have an NPC draw 4 cards. Does it have to be an NPC that was in this session?
What's it say? Chris, reduce
one
your
NPC
hand, you horrible
player's
man.
choice may now
I'm sorry,
participate in
what-
card
you want me
play
to-
for the remainder of the session
Your
or
what?
scenario, whichever comes first. Any other card is drawn that allows an NPC.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
just
blah.
any NPC.
Yeah,
It's
if
only
you
for the
make
remainder
an
of the session.
NPC draw cards, then it gets rid of the bad guy's cards immediately.
Oh, if I do that, it makes an.
Yep.
Bad guy.
Bad guy loses all his cards if you have a NPC draw cards late. You
Yeah,
can.
I'll do that then.
All right. Who do you want? The blushing lady, the guy who doesn't
Oh, I
like
thought you
you.
were saying I could make it the bad guy loses cards.
If you have an NPC, you have to specify who take cards. Then the bad guy has to give up his cards because only one person can have cards at a time.
So who do you want
Or
to
should I
have?
just hold on to that?
No, do it now before the bad guy decides to fuck up in the ass.
All right, Eugene.
Eugene draws 4 cards, so bad guy has to get rid of his shit. He is all
Good.
upset.
What do you even have?
I pour myself a drink and say a cheers to Eugene for running such a
Oh,
fine
good.
establishment.
So much shit everywhere. Clean up.
Does anybody want a spy training?
What's that do?
Permanent increase to one of the following skills by 10% up to a maximum of 60.
I have all those maxed
I'll
out.
give you lose stun damage for that. There we go.
Woohoo!
Woo.
Eugene has decided to forgive you since you've praised his place so highly, Rasslin, and so he offers to trade a card with you.
Thanks. No hard feelings there, mate.
Let me know when you're open for a trade.
Okay, I'm ready.
Just discard whatever you don't want.
All right. That's a good sport.
Yeah. He does give you the stay away from my wife or I'm gonna fucking snap look, but other than that, you're all good now. Cool. So, are you guys done talkie, or are you?
Just a bit more card play. Jay, play your spy training. Trade me your other card, whatever it is, and take this dissemination. Go ahead and play it, and then refill your hand.
I will say you hit many of the fucking high points, and you went through a lot of cards just then. So good for you.
Yeah, I have all this.
And then I'll play. Should I go ahead and play dissemination now?
Yeah, just give me your other card and
Okay, gotcha.
go ahead and refill your hand.
There you go. Don't want to forget to give myself skill in something. And draw 4. And no reds.
I'll be right back. I need to make myself something to eat before I'm getting lightheaded. So I'll be back in like 10 minutes.
So much brain power needs food.
Yeah, this might be a good moment to take a break. I know I gotta use the washroom.
No worries.
So let me
Ruby.
play my spy thing here. I gotta pick one of my skills.
Did you see the Rasslin Rad picture I put up?
No, I didn't.
It's right under the fumble discard.
How to identify a wrestler? Got the money in his mouth too. Like the old timey suit. That's him running around in Genovia or Beeskin.
Exactly.
Streetwise surveillance, specific city lore, cryptography. I got a lot of these, but what's not at 60? Ooh, I don't have cryptography at 60 yet. I already got all the other spy skills. As
At
I
60?
should.
At 60? Damn.
All the other ones. Former Delta Green agent, boy.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
They train you up good.
Well, the
Plus I used to be a cut lunch commando.
right. Well, I will say that I'm really happy that the campaign has gone on as long as it has, simply because it has so much fucking depth now. It's when you can sit around and discuss only certain high points of the high level plots, and it takes over 2 hours. I regard that as a fucking win.
Oh yeah, that's the way I've kind of been looking at it so far. It's like, okay, this is my chance to start asking some questions while I got Freddie and Chris together.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Trying to extract things going back a couple of years to give me more context.
I love watching Chris's face as he's thinking back to what happened a decade ago in a failed campaign. That is fucking awesome.
So here's the funny part about all this. We've gone through all this detail.
Right.
We've asked a lot of questions. We've gotten a lot of answers.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really know if any of it's true.
Right.
We don't know what's what.
And plus, some of the things that were said is like watching a game of telephone. You know, where it's just a little distorted, but in a fucking important way.
There's a couple moments like where I ask a question and Chris or Freddie starts talking. I'm looking at Logan's face, and I see him going like that face he makes when he's like just subtle for a second. Then he's like, wait a minute, I gotta keep my poker face on.
I don't fucking play
micro
poker.
Expression I picked up on. But I pick up on that a couple times. I'm like, all right, is Logan fucking with us here? What's really going on?
That's a possibility as well. It's like, or I've thought of something else I can do in there and stuff.
I was thinking about that too. I'm like, Chris is sitting here. A lot of this is just him conjecture. I'm like, don't say that because Logan might actually run with that.
Oh no, definitely. That's some good shit there.
Like, look, I can hear Logan retconning everything as we speak.
Oh, one of the things that a good GM always knows is when to play the smartest man in the room game. And that's when, like, you've got, like, just for example, a bland plot and somebody else comes up with a fucking brilliant idea. That guy is now the smartest guy in the room because your plot has now become whatever that motherfucker has said. So, but
yeah, and I guess you'll just know it when you hear it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, because I did that a little bit in my game where I had the loose framework. I had a few scenes figured out and how people would respond, but part of it was like, okay, let's see what the players go with.
Absolutely. Well, I remember
that a couple times where it was like the player's idea on what to do I thought was really clever. I'm like, oh, that's better than what I expected was going to happen.
Well, the first time I really came across that was at a gaming convention because there was me and some guy that I got to see once because that's what gaming conventions are, single serving size friends. And him and I were playing like some fucking spy campaign. The guy's like, wait a minute, do you realize that if this, then this? And I go, holy shit, that would mean this is this. And he's like, that would mean this whole thing. And we just fucking came up with this thing. And we're like, wow, that would be the deepest, most awesome shit ever. And then we just slowly looked at GM as like some pimple faced 16, 17-year-old kid who's like, ah. And we're like, no, that's real. No, it's just the straightforward, obvious.
That's awesome.
Oh.
All right. Let me AFK real quick before Chris gets back.
I'll be right back. And what I really liked about that, Freddie, was that everybody was into it. It wasn't like, we're listening to a boring GM briefing, I want to kill myself.
Yeah, I know. And I actually, while we were waiting, I literally just found the thing that Benedict's son said to us. Specifically.
Ah.
So I'll let them know now.
Nice.
Because I knew, I was like, that's not quite what it said. It might be important, I better just check to make sure. So yeah, I found it. Luckily I wrote it down. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love having some shit that's so detailed like this. I realize that I think that's part of the problem in trying to find new players. A lot of people just want to move minis through a thing and kill monsters and shit like that, and they're happy with that. Good for them, but I'm not.
If you don't mind being totally lost 90% of the time, cool, go for it. But if you want to know like every little inch of every little thing, this isn't campaign for you. Not gonna happen.
Well, I think that it depends, because all three of you guys are what I call high level problem solvers. You're all looking into the big things. Like, for example, if somebody was like, I don't care about anything except just this one zone, I want to know what's going on there. It's possible. It's possible. I mean,
Oh yeah, no. That's actually how I prefer to do things. But just the way things are going, I have my fingers dipped in a lot of pies.
yes, you do.
So,
yes, you do.
yeah.
Not just your fingers either.
I normally, when I play games, I stick to one area until I know it like the back of my hand, and then I move on.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's a bit different. Here I'm like, what's going on over here? All right, move on. What's over here? Cool. All right, let's move on. What's over there? And yeah.
Yeah. There's. I don't see. I've never actually played in a campaign that has this much shit in it.
That too. Normally it's one world, one whatever, and that's it. This is essentially like 20 campaigns packed into one, what you've done here. Literally 20 separate campaigns can be extracted from this.
Do you think so? Let's ask Jay when he gets his headphones on, because I've never heard that before.
Burlington on its own could be an entire campaign.
What do you think there, Jay? Could you repeat yourself, Freddie?
About Burlington being a campaign?
No.
I was telling Logan that his campaign is essentially 20 separate campaigns all jammed into one. With how big it is, essentially. So every zone could be, like in a normal group, could be its own campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Like Burlington could be the entire campaign in another group.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because each zone is an environment or a setting, and it's just up to your imagination how you incorporate everything in that zone.
True.
But yeah, absolutely. I think just exploring Burlington itself could be a campaign that could go on for a while.
That was yesterday.
And there's still more to be done.
True.
Yeah, so far it's just largely been them humoring me and my questions.
I mentioned to Freddie that I've not personally played in a game where people can sit around and discuss what's going on for over 2.5 hours, not be done yet, and they're involved, they're interested. Everybody has contributions to make, everybody's talking about shit, everybody's into it. It's not like, can you imagine like if Logan was just sitting there blathering on for 2.5 hours, you guys would be hanging yourselves in the background, right? But this is something I have not encountered, and it's because we have 3 high-level problem solvers that have gotten together, like 3 people who want to know the big picture. Because, like, for example, if you had Yana or if you had John or something like that here, they'd be bored out of their minds, because they don't really care what's going on. Yana wants to make a cool scene. John wants to feel like he's accomplished something. So,
right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just think different styles of gaming can, kind of scratch a different itch at a different time as well. Like, well, it can be fun to do the kind of top-down, I'm going to move miniatures around, do tactical, turn-based combat.
Right.
which is D&D most of the time, right? Versus a game where, you know, I've been in combat maybe 2 or 3 times in this game, and I've been playing over a year. You know, but it's mostly just because I've chosen to. You know, it's just that's the expectation. If you sit down for a game of D&D, the expectation is, you know, we might role play a little, we might do a little dungeon crawling, you know,
Right.
Just a different type of game. So it is interesting where, like right now, me, Freddie, and Chris kind of represent players that sometimes play together, but don't often play together.
That's something else I love about this is you're able to literally mix it up whenever you want. It's like, I normally have this group I play with, but right now I want to play with these guys because they may have information I need, or I just miss seeing them, or whatever. You know, that's kind of cool.
Well, that's kind of the way I looked at this because, you know, like between me and Alex, I feel like we communicate pretty well, and Alex is really good at putting up detailed briefings on the in-game board, right? Like he's the best at that. He puts the most detail. And then Chris is like the opposite. He knows a lot of stuff. He has a lot of lore in the game too, but he, you know, that's not his style to go put up briefings and notes and stuff. So when things worked out, when things lined up, like, oh, I think I might be able to play tomorrow, and I looked to see who's playing, because Alex and I had talked about it earlier in the week, and I was like, oh, Chris is there. It's a good chance to extract some information. Like, regardless of what happens, I'm going to extract some information from Chris, because he's always missing if I'm not in the game with him.
Right. Yeah. No, I very, very much enjoy it. If you two want to keep talking, I'll let you get back to that. But
yeah, sure.
Chris is busy doing shit.
By the way, I don't know what we're going to do after Chris comes back. 100% there is one thing, even if it's only for 10 seconds. I need to take you to Guri so you have access to the zone in future via clip. Just go there, come back, and then leave, or whatever. Because I really don't have access to it right now.
Well, I suppose there's some wisdom to that, even though I was relishing in my stubbornness.
Have you been there before? No.
No.
Okay, so yeah, you don't have access to it. But yeah.
I've been spinning a lot of plates in a lot of different worlds, Freddie. I didn't want to add any more on there.
Oh, please.
And I figure you got that market locked down with your growing pet business.
Yeah, that's kind of going downhill.
Oh, pet business isn't doing good these days, Freddie? Have you tried diversifying by introducing a line of pet feed?
No.
I told you, I've got it all pictured now. A little bag with a nice little blue and orange packaging. It's got a picture of your face on it. Freddy's Chicken Crack. You get it made in Shermer. There's this stuff, literally, they call it chicken crack. The chickens go crazy for it. We label it, we take it to Guri, we sell it to the pets. Bob's your uncle.
I think the pets were more of a phase.
A phase? They all die already?
No, more of a, oh, look, it's a chicken. Yay. And now it's kind of...
Oh, nobody wants to buy more chickens?
The price has gone down considerably. Not as much interest. You can still sell them, but it's not that many people.
You ever tried selling them fainting goats?
Those are hilarious.
Surprisingly, no.
You just need some, you can just put it up in your arms like this. You go to Clem's, you take it over. How much do they pay you for one of them chickens there?
The last I was there, about 300 credits each.
300 credits each? Oh, sure, they give you about 1,000 for a goat. Maybe 2,000 for a fainting goat.
I know that horse is about 10 grand.
A horse? How do you get a horse over there, Freddie?
Shadow walk it.
Shadow walk it?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds a bit dangerous trying to shadow walk into a little asteroid, Freddie.
Oh, I've done it before. It's fine.
Ah, you're that good, are you?
Yeah.
Cut to 98, 100, 98, 100.
Do you know of any other locations in that world, Freddie? Or is it just that asteroid? Like, have you gotten a spaceship and gone anywhere to any planets, anything?
We know there are other locations, but we've not been there.
Gotcha. What's the population on that asteroid?
I don't know what would.
Maybe 100, 200,000, somewhere in there. A lot of people. Well, last time you were there, there was a lot of people. Yeah.
That's a lot of
All
people.
of this was last I was there.
So it's like a proper city built into that thing, eh?
Oh yeah, it's quite a lot of people there.
How's your spaceship doing?
Apparently it's fine now.
Did you ever get it back to that place?
Spaceship?
Yeah, didn't I read that you guys had to take it, fly it somewhere?
No, we took a shuttle, like a little.
Oh, a shuttle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the shuttle's fucked.
The shuttle is fucked. Gotcha. Proper fucked?
Yeah, it's in Gothic in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Like a brown-eyed mullet.
Yeah. But yeah, before I don't know what we're gonna do now, but before we end, I want to take you to Muri so you have access to it in future.
Have you blokes been to the other places? Have you been to Beastskin or Gothic? Or did you just explore around Burlington?
We were in Beastskin very briefly. There's some messages for us, which we ignored because we were busy.
Do things seem odd?
We didn't really
different there?
Didn't pay much attention. We just went there.
Joseph running with people chasing. Oh, come back.
No,
did you guys wake up in the embassy, or did you wake up here in Burlington?
No, we woke up here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Which, how's your shapeshift in there, Weston? Are you able to shapeshift?
Watch this.
No, not that. Yes, you did that earlier. No, not that. Can you shapeshift?
Can you see me now?
Yes, I can see you.
Oh. I cannot shapeshift, nor do I like the idea of shapeshifting.
But it's useful.
Will it help me breakdance?
Probably not. Maybe eventually.
I might be game.
Would you like us to teach you?
Yeah, not right now.
Oh. The reason I ask...
To be honest, I don't know if I can handle it.
It's only a little
Recently, I had an epiphany and did some good deeds, and I've seen things more clearly. But I have a feeling if I start shapeshifting and all that for my breakdancing game, I might just go fucking bat crazy, you know?
All right, I understand.
Might go a little wobbly.
All right, fine. In that case, Doc, I don't know if going to underwater Burlington's a good idea. Because you'll have to be in scuba here.
Oh, I can scuba. You need some scuba?
He's Australian.
Scuba.
Of course, he's Australian.
Oh, I can scuba. I can drive boats. I can surf. Oh yeah.
I mean, Charlie can surf.
Look at this tan. You know, that's right. Charlie can't fucking surf. Charlie doesn't surf.
The problem that I have...
What's funny is I actually got to recreate that scene a while back with this fellow named Lumpsy. And after we got into this helicopter battle, I met up with this battalion and this colonel, and he was holding down defensive fire, keeping Charlie at bay, where I got to surf out in the sea.
Excellent.
Still got the surfboard.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Doc Yang was there.
Oh, okay. Doc
Anyway,
Yang
scuba. Oh yeah,
was
Doc
there.
Yang. Doc Yang was there.
Giving fucking Ghost Wheel the
Oh, I see what you did there.
gem of judgment.
Oh, Jim and Judgment, is that right? Yeah, he was the other bloke with you.
Well, not quite him. A version of him.
A version of
Shadow of him.
A shadow? Let's see.
So, Doc, I know you want to go to Burlington Underwater. Check it out.
Yeah.
How are we going to get out? Because Trump's not going to work down there. For obvious reasons.
Well, that we need to fix the problem, and then we can get out.
Okay, so you think if we go there, we can A, drain all the water, and fix the problem?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Just gotta go find the drain, pop it, kill the
Just
blue
gotta pull.
mage.
Just gotta pull the blue mage. What are you talking about?
It's just another shadow of me. But
Scuba.
so, we kill him, and then I become more
of you.
powerful because there can only be one.
I agree.
You've seen the
All
one,
right,
right?
Freddie. On Freddie
Gently.
on 3.
On
You
three.
go low, I'll go high, Freddie, on 3.
What?
We said there can only be one. If we just get rid of this one, maybe that'll solve our problems.
All right, look. I'm down, but I'm worried that Rassen may run out of air before we're done. 'Cause I can
Maybe
take
run out
it.
of air.
Yeah, you have to scuba down there. If we take too
So
long,
you can shapeshift into a fish or something,
I
can
can
you?
check the skills. Doc doesn't need to breathe.
Hey, don't you got some magic you can put on me to make it to where I can breathe?
Magic doesn't work in Burlington anymore.
It does too. There it should. If the blue mage is controlling that zone, I'm thinking that some magic might be found in there.
Well, last I was there with the Blue Mage, it was
Mhm.
an anti-magic zone.
But is it because he made it that way? Does he have an artifact on him that makes it so his magic works and no one else's does?
That's possible. So if we want to go there, we can go there. If not, we can go and see how deep these Burlington layers go.
I go check the sink.
No problem.
If that doesn't work, we need to go find Chaldees. And Chaldees would be in the desert in MMO world. He'd be with the desert people somewhere.
I'm just worried about our escape plan. That's all. That's literally it.
Yeah, so we can't trump out of there. We'll be moving too slow to shadow walk.
Well, that's not enough
That's all I
room.
got.
Well, we could always go to where the bomb shelter is and go through the bomb shelter.
You think you can open the bomb shelter with metric tons of water covering it?
Yeah, it's a lot of tons.
Like that's gonna be hard to open. I'm not saying it's impossible, but
Well, I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not sure.
the only other thing we can try is to bring a barber pole, put it into the cleanse there, and try and cleanse back out. Once we're done with whatever.
That's
we're
24 hours for it to boot up, though.
Yeah.
Eh?
There's also a gate inside the bank.
doing. Which
So,
goes
yeah.
to Cyberpunk, the irradiated zone. You want to die from radiation?
I don't know. I'm pretty tough nowadays. I don't know if that would how it would affect me.
Are you immune to radiation?
I don't know. I'll let you know someday. I'll go there and check it out.
Well, his residual self-image might be.
Alright, well, it's up to you, Aston, because you're at the most risk. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm just a mere mortal. Sounds fun and all, but we don't really know how we're going to get out of there. Unless we find a way to take some sort of thing in there that's, that we can get up into, like a submarine of some sort.
Now, if we had a submarine and then we attached the hold on.
There is actually a submarine there.
Yeah, I brought it there.
Yeah.
But
It's
since
still
so
there.
much stuff has changed, I didn't know if it would have gone because it seems like the whole zone sort of reset. I
True.
wasn't even sure if it would be there anymore,
It might not be there, you're right.
but it might be there.
It might.
We
And
could
I'll
always attach
shadow
the
walk that
overthruster
bitch
to the
once before.
submarine, you know.
Say again?
I said we could always attach the overthruster to a submarine, and that could get us through.
So you still have the overthruster?
I don't. I know who does. He's not been around in a while. Got
Yeah,
the smack in
we
the
all
face.
know who has it. Yeah.
Joshua, wake up!
The safest but least fun thing would be for one of us to stay behind to trump the other two out. But that means one of us. That means we're splitting the party, which isn't ideal.
What would happen if we did that? The Trump gate opens. Will water come through, or does only the person come through?
A little bit of water will come through. We've done it in the past.
Yeah. Clever idea.
Again, that means one of us has to wait, and we need to all be there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know if I'm as confident as Doc to hedge my bets that we're going to fix it right then.
Well, we don't necessarily need to fix it or pull the plug right there, but I will say if there's a big bathroom stopper like in a bathtub, I'm going to pull that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. How can you not?
Wrestling, could you give me your tiny modern water skill roll, please?
I've got medium at pretty good.
Tiny is tiny modern water
tiny
is
scuba. Yeah, that's right.
This is knowing shit.
Okay.
Well, even though the others don't need scuba tanks, if you were to you're not sure of the depth because everything in scuba is all about depth. If the depth isn't too great, then assuming it's I don't know, 10 meters or something like that, then if everybody was to wear double tanks, even though they don't need them, they could switch out with you type thing. You could get several hours of water. The scary part is that
we'd be going slow though.
Well, no, if you're wearing fins and stuff, I mean.
Go ahead. The scary part is
if you're under 100, I think it's feet down or something like that. Once you get down to 100, I think it's feet, then your time that you can spend down there is really low and then you have to take time to decompress and stuff. Because if you just pop out, then welcome to nitrogen narcosis, aka your blood basically gets filled up with bad gas and you are fucked. That's why, if people surface too quickly, then they end up just pretty much fucked. So that is a problem with trumping out. You may need to go through stages of decompression, or maybe it's just all magic and it'll just sort itself out.
I'll relay this.
Yeah, this is just normal scuba diving stuff that scuba divers worry about all the time because there's time and depth tables, well-established time and depth tables for everything.
The last time we did this, Glenn actually went in there with scuba gear, spent a few hours down there, and we trumped him out with no problem.
Right, so did you guys get an idea of the dimensions? Where does it top out?
Literally the sky.
Literally the sky. So at some point, did you stop, or did you just something forced you to stop? You bumped into the ceiling?
We didn't try that, as far as I know.
Well, Glenn was with us. I know he went all the way up, and I think he just stopped there.
So there wasn't a surface with a submarine floating around up there?
It's literally just water.
So just gotcha. Like a snow globe. It's just completely full all the way up to the ceiling.
Yeah, we told him go all the way up. He did. There was still water. The entire thing.
And do you have a vague idea of how high he went up before he stopped?
Logan, do I have an idea?
No, you got nothing. I don't even think he was wearing a depth watch or anything like that. He was pretty much, I got something to breathe out of, fuck it.
Well, we didn't get the deluxe scuba gear.
Yeah, I don't think he knew how to use it or bothered.
Well, one thing we could do first, if we want to go there, we could get all the scuba gear and we can just start by scouting things out and maybe formulate a plan from there.
Well, we have.
Or we find a way to just drain the motherfucker from one of its shadows. Like it's connected to all these different shadows of it, right? There's different versions of this shadow that are farther out on the wheel.
We don't know.
Maybe one of those will.
We don't know actually if it's connected, because that
Something
one.
with the grandfather clock, might be a more straightforward solution to fixing Burlington, because that's the ultimate goal, right? Fix Burlington. Now, but you said you tried turning time back before, and you were pretty certain it was going to destroy things. It was like a physical response.
Mm-hmm.
So really, all we can do at this point, we should go down there and just scout it out if we're going to do anything.
Okay, but how are we going to?
But there will be no quick escape, knowing what's going to happen to our bodies once we're under pressure.
Under pressure.
Unless the Trump magic just automatically equalizes for that, and the fact that we're not really us. We're just residual self-images anyway. Not like any of this is real. We don't need scuba equipment. All you gotta do is hold your breath and let's go. Come on. Go by the hardware store, get some little floaties, a little goggle.
I mean, if you want to go, we can go.
Or we can just have a drink. I locate a bottle.
There's one. Well, you do know.
We got any other bright ideas?
In Shermer, if you wanted to get like deluxe scuba gear.
Oh, we have that.
You do?
Yeah, it's in storage.
Oh, well then yeah.
What about something that we could find in Guri? Like that's above and beyond.
Do we have the money for that?
Would you have the money for it?
Would you have the money for that?
I got 20K.
That's probably enough, yeah.
Money don't grow on asteroids.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So with that, we might even be able to find a rebreather too.
Wait, I have an idea.
Rebreather might be fucking helpful.
I know how to get out. It depends on if we're going to allow this. It was discussed on the boards. Ooh. If we got you a specially made helmet and strapped a trump to the inside of the visor, and then down.
It really doesn't work like that.
I mean, it can.
Yeah. Go ahead and give it a try and see what happens.
Remember you guys were talking about that, but I think it boiled down to you need to make physical contact with the card, with your hand, but it's inside and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Even if you were to use multiple visors and...
Yeah.
It was a clever idea.
Yeah, wow. Price.
No, I thought all you had to do was have...
Nope.
Eyesight contact with it. Okay.
Yeah. You can believe whatever it is you want to believe. I am good with that.
Don't like any of this is real, Freddy.
So do you have a trump of me? Do you want me to go scout?
I gave you a trump of yourself.
Here, why don't you take your trump of me?
Okay.
Do you want me to go scout right quick?
Sure.
So you can go without moving around in scuba gear?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any magic items on you? Because you might want to leave them behind. Because if you go there and it's still anti-magic, they'll go poof. So anything pocketed, you should probably not take with you.
Oh, all my pocketed stuff is gone.
Okay.
Oi, what about
happens when you walk Logris with something pocketed and you forgot about?
Oi, can't we take your spaceship down there? Can we? Is that thing repaired?
No, it just go boop. It's not a water vehicle, so it would just hit the water and be like, oh, good.
I think those grey spaceships might be able to go through They might be able to go through water.
Yeah,
I think they can travel through any kind of material.
it's not been repaired, so.
It's not been repaired though.
No.
This is gonna be sexy.
But yeah, I think a preliminary scouting might be worth.
Yeah, I mean, plus Doc Fulton is expendable.
All right, so yeah, do you want? Okay,
I'm also starting to wonder now. So you're gonna go there. You don't need scuba gear, you said. But you're gonna do your shape-shifting thing. Is that why?
No.
no, he just doesn't need to breathe.
So what happens if you use a trump card there?
It's
Will it ruin
underwater.
the card because it's underwater?
Underwater, it's ruined.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the cards are super delicate, but super fucking good. So they have super drawbacks.
Well, I was just wondering if you could use my trump card to pull me through there once you're there. What would happen in that situation?
Well, I have his trump.
Well, I
So-
would have to find a pocket of air, like a pocket where, you know.
But I mean, if I was already in scuba gear and all that, I guess it would be the same as going through in a cleanse, right? Because that was the original plan. Use cleanse, go in with scuba gear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that what Scott did before?
Yeah.
Or Glenn?
Yeah.
How to get out? That's the part that we
Yeah.
don't.
How to get out is the problem. Yeah.
Now, maybe that's what we should get the equipment for. Maybe we should go get the equipment to allow us to stay down there for 24 hours. Or does my scuba roll tell me that would be too long to stay down there?
Oh God, you'd be really pushing it. Stay down there like after a few hours, like 3 or 4 hours. After that, then you're into the red zone. After 6 hours,
body can't take it.
No, well, depending on the pressure, it all comes down to pressure. You can everything is literally all about pressure. Cue David Bowie.
Pressure.
We could always go get a pressure gauge. Give it to me. I go there, see what what the pressure is, and then you guys will have a better idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much is a pressure gauge?
They don't sell them in Burlington, as far as you know, 1950s stuff. Although
I mean, we could fast forward and say we go to Shermer. I'll buy it in Shermer.
there's no
come
fast
back,
forward, sir, because life is
because stuff is happening. sort of
yes
thing. Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Oh yeah,
So-
well, I mean, Shermer might be less stuff,
Or-
but yeah.
Or we could just sit here. You go take a quick peek, come back, just so we don't separate
Yeah.
everyone for too long, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Let him go first.
That'll
Come back.
allow us to plan a little bit better.
I like it. Okay, so
cool. I'm good with it.
Who's got Chris's card? And
I
I'm
do.
what?
I do.
Okay, and it's a super card. It's the
Yeah,
essence of
I read
Chris.
it yesterday.
Cool.
What, Doc? Before you go, what valuable belongings do you have that you'd like me to hold on for you? You know, because if something happens to you, you obviously
I just,
want them to be in
I just
good
take
hands.
off everything. I'm in my undies.
It shows the guy come walking around the corner. He just.
All right, now, Doc,
No, stay in the kitchen
I
doors.
gather everything up.
They're after. They're
I
out of
do
the
have.
kitchen.
I do take my flashlight though.
Set your
Ah,
bracelet as well, so we can communicate.
yeah. Bracelet and
Well,
flashlight.
that's always on.
Yeah. Okay.
Any weapons or anything like that you need here before I go off and sell it all on eBay?